Yes, I have. Head coach Skylar Meade. Appreciate your time, Coach. Not the best day at the office for the Trojans. What was the difference here today?
Complete lack of tempo, and obviously, gave some extra outs or extra bases there situationally. But they did what we did last night. They were great with 2 outs. They remained focused. We weren't able to stay in generalized routines. And when you take time and you think, it ain't your job to think, right? We need to get there and go and react. I thought our hitters competed exceptionally well, but just in late, just not good enough on the hill and separated that game unlike it should have been. And so that part wasn't good enough. And what we did, and I think it was in the 8th inning there, having runs, having another guy there at third, just some good swings. I know JP and Markham and different guys, just good swings in there, but just not enough to compete on the mound. And like I said, I getting on there and staying in your cadence is what makes you good, and we look lethargic, and I know we got some stuff going around, and so I'm well aware of that. And but there will be, if you're in the game, it's your job's to be, at your 100% compete and attack, and just didn't see enough of that today. And it was always going to be one of those games you were going to have that edge. You were going to have to be great with 2 outs and kill that inning whenever it arises, when the opportunity's there, and we just didn't do that today. And to me, that was really the separator.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And you did play shorthanded. You just got done having a nice message to the team. If you don't mind, was maybe some of the highlights of that?
Most of what I said there, and I just think the other part is you just always want to see, and I think when I say this, I think we're doing many things better day in, day out in terms of taking things that either a guy works on himself or obviously a thing they're working on with the coaches, and like immediately parlaying it into action. I kind of hit on the ones who didn't today. It's from controllables, right? And there's no excuse for that, and I want to make sure that it's implemented and ingrained in their heads, some of the things that those guys have to do better. There's no reason to go like specific individually, and we didn't really even in the team scenario, but that was just the other part of the message is you can live with results when you do things in your cadence, in your process, in your timing, in your actions, and how you, whether it's like, you talk about often, like how you walk to the plate is going to produce your result, how you are on the mound in terms of how you present yourself. It speaks to the defenders, right? It speaks to the crowd. And I just didn't think that everyone was able to do that maybe at their highest level today. And so that's what we addressed. And as these guys always do, they'll understand and they'll adjust, and we'll be fine from it. And, obviously would have loved for today's result to have been different. A couple things didn't go our way, but that's why we get to compete again tomorrow. And hopefully we can get some guys healthy over the next, I don't know what time it is, 5:38. So, we got about a little less than 20 hours to do that, and hopefully we can make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely, and force the rubber match tomorrow. And finally, just where will your eyes be focused on early tomorrow in this game to try to see if we can win the series?
Well, I have not dove into to their starter. Would have liked for them to had to have used one of their relievers late. Our mishaps there in the 8th prevented that. Which is unfortunate, but you're gonna have to be best on best, and so yeah. I don't. What I don't like is walks. I guess if you want an answer, I don't like that. I know Coach Ostrander, and I know a lot of times people think you're being whatever. Sometimes there's a lot of coaches out there in the world. You beat into submission your attack, and walks are unacceptable. And there's too many times that our walks today, and I bet if I dove into them with a fine-tooth comb, we were in leverage in nearly all of them. There may have been a non-competitive, one there maybe late in there. And when I say non-competitive, what a non-competitive walk is, like a 4-pitch walk or a 3-0, 2-0, and it leads to a walk. That's what I mean by that. I don't mean the individual. I'm speaking about the count. But I think many of them we had leverage, and then we didn't throw our pitch that we needed to have that final out, or just that in that money spot. We didn't do that very well today. So that's what I want to see tomorrow. And if we do that, then we'll be in a great spot late in the game.
Wish you all the best tomorrow, Coach.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you, guys.